Welcome back to the LCS Challengers League. We just saw TSM take a very scrappy win over CLG Faith. It was actually probably closer than I think a lot of people might have expected going into it based on the strength of Aaron and Sketch. But Lennon, Nate, we got one more halftime show to do, and it's going to be a little bit similar to what you might have been used to from our previous one. Except, instead of doing an alignment chart, we are going to posit the idea, what if our players were horses? And because we are, in fact, going into our last day of the LCS Challengers Derby, Week 6, we're going to have a little game. So I went through and
the ellipsis. I'm running to see the Derby. There you go.
You are the Derby itself. Now, the way this is going to work
I'm
is
the Derby.
You are the Derby. We have 10 players, right? I have gone and grabbed 10 names of actual horses that are currently running in derbies. And you're going to give me a number 1 through 10 that will determine what name you're going to receive. And you're going to have to change one of our players' names to one of these horses, okay?
All right.
We're going to start with Lennon. Give me a number 1 through 10.
4 because Jin.
3, 4. Your name is Rocket Can.
What? Rocket what?
Rocket Can. This is an actual... I cannot
The names of
overstate
horses are
this.
actually hilarious.
This is an actual horse that is doing well at the Kentucky Derby.
It's gotta be Aaron. Aaron's
Aaron.
little rocket can.
All right. Why is he Rocket Can?
Because, I mean, I know I have to explain myself, but I don't need to explain myself because he just popped off those flashes with the pullback of the blade collar.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff, and like a rocket, he was still 6-2 at the end of the game, or 6-3 rather.
It's Rocket Can, not Rocket Can't, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, Nate, give me a number 1 through 10.
9.
Like how you just have a square
9.
for town.
Okay, so for context, I don't have a photo for town. This blue square is his Twitter profile picture.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, okay. You said 9?
Yeah, I did.
Your horse name that you're going to have to assign to a player, Angel of Empire.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I feel like I have a pretty good idea.
Hanser,
Okay.
all right.
Yeah.
Why is Hanser Angel of Empire?
Because he is, the most consistent member of TSM so far, the brightest spot on the team. He's kind of like their angel of the empire that is TSM.
Wow.
That's what I'm going with.
That was lame.
You're lame.
I've heard worse reasons. Lennon, back to your turn.
All right. Lucky number. Wait, I gotta forget what numbers we have. 7? Is 7 still
1,
available?
2, 3, 4. Wait.
I said 9, you said
8.
4. So.
All right, your name from an actual horse
Oh, God.
I'm
is
ready.
Instant Coffee.
Oh, goodness. Who is Instant Coffee? Man, you already took Hanser. You already got Aaron.
How would you even do that?
Who's just
You
got
know
like
what?
that bubbly
Instant Coffee is
personality.
Dragku, and it's not even that much because of the game, although the game was pretty nuts. It's because he's just a bright personality that brightens
Bright
up.
personality. He also got hella swole, so he's waking up early for those gains every morning. All right, 8. We've got 4, 7, 9.
Give me 5.
1, 2, 3, 4. Your horse name
Oh, God.
is Two Phils.
I love when you get the laugh from the host.
Two Phils.
2 fills.
Two
Just
Phils.
two
As in
fills.
2 of the asterisks when you fill in League of Legends.
No. Can you not see it? It's 2, and then the name
two
Phil,
Phil-
apostrophe S.
It's on your.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's an actual
There's
horse.
probably 2
Okay.
Phils that own the horse. I don't know.
Maybe. You know what? That's actually as good a guess as I was ever. Actually, it's better than a guess I would have made. All right. Anyways, 2 fills.
This is an actual horse. All right, go quick. First name. Word
First thing that
association.
pops into my head. All right, Doxa.
Doxa. All right, Doxa. Why is Doxa 2 Phils?
Because he's played 2 male champions who look like they could be named Phil. You're telling me Jace doesn't look like a Phil?
All right, I'll take it.
Let's
Lennon,
go.
you seem pretty disappointed, but you can come
unfortunate.
back.
There was so much better
All right,
that you could have
4,
done with.
7, 9, and
Number
5
1,
or
baby,
something?
because that's
number
where
1.
I live.
You're gonna hate this. Your horse name is Wunel.
What does that even mean? I don't know.
This is an
English?
actual horse.
I see Dub and I see Svenskaren hand in hand, baby.
There you go. WNL. Let's go, Svenskaren. All right, it's good enough for me. Beatdown.
2.
2. Blazing Sevens.
I was really hoping it was gonna be Blazing Saddles.
Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty good. Blazing Sevens, you said?
Yeah, let's go quick. Let's go quick. We got 5 more.
Luck.
We're 4
I'm gonna
more.
give it to Wild Turtle.
Wild
because
Turtles, Blazing Sevens.
Last couple of games, he's been blazing.
He's been looking hot, and there's 7 of him. All right.
Yeah.
We've gotten all the names for one side. Now we're
Yeah.
going back.
All right,
over
we're
to
gonna
this
we're gonna
side.
start going. I'm gonna start picking them for you. Your next name, Lennon. Confidence game. That's the wrong one. No.
Oh no! Oh no!
Confidence game.
Confidence game. It's gotta go to Sketch.
Sketch.
For his
All
rocket
right.
grabs.
True. I mean, he was saying earlier that he feels like he can really do a whole lot more now that he's on the support role instead of on the AD carry.
Yeah.
All right, we got another one. Beatdown. Your horse name. And again, I cannot reiterate enough that this is a real,
These are
actual horse
real
name. Is Red Route 1.
That makes no sense, so I'm gonna say NXI because he's a
It has to
jungler.
be.
They have routes, they have red buffs, and there's only one jungler. You're welcome.
All right, fair enough.
Good job,
All right,
Thank you.
all right. Heads or tails, Lennon?
Tails.
Tails. All right, your actual horse name.
Did you actually flip a coin?
No, I should have said A or B.
Oh.
But Sun Thunder.
That's banger.
Oh my god. That's such a banger name.
That is really good.
Oh. It's either Tad or Bajani. Sun Thunder goes to Bajani because he
Johnny.
played Scion.
Scion Thunder.
Hey.
There you go.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, he's
what I
been playing a lot
would've
of
gone
tanks for the team for sure. He's been creating a lot
Scion
of space.
Thunder.
Scion Thunder. All right, now you got the toughest job here, Beatdown, because I started with Lennon. You only have one name, and you only have one player that it can go to. Okay.
Okay.
So
The
your
cell
name,
better be big.
yeah, town has been officially renamed to Curly Jack.
What?
What the
Why?
f- is that?
What
Curly-
is Town Curly Jack?
His
Curly
hair's
Jack.
not even curly.
His name's
You know
not
what?
Jack.
I mean, yeah, but you could have done something with that.
Darkseid isn't Phil.
All right. I mean, fair enough, but you know,
Let
Jace
alone
looks
two
like a
of them.
Phil. I stand by that. Curly Jack for town. Ah, I got it. He is Curly Jack because that was the last player and that was the last name.
That sucks.
That's so lame.
And yet it's correct.
That's awful.
so
That
lame.
I might have to cast last game. Lennon, you can redeem it. Why is town Curly Jack?
Oh my god, why'd you
For double
put
points.
this foot on me?
Yeah, Lennon,
for
you like
double
talking
points? I
trash?
didn't even know
Why
we
don't
were
you give me
going for
something?
Points. What points?
Also, wait, we have points?
Yeah.
Curly Jack is so because I don't know. I'm stumped.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, at least I had an answer. Do I win by default? Please tell me
He's
I win by
Curly
default.
Jack.
You get half
because
points.
He'll curl.
That means I win.
around-
Jay, put me on big screen. I'm waiting for him. I'm the winner. That's right. I want everyone to know there's only 2 people better than me, and I'm both of them.
Is that
Are you two Phils?
Oh,
All right.
look at
No,
that.
let's
We
go
got
back. Let's go
synergy.
back a little bit. Let's go back. And whose name do you feel is actually best representative of them as a player?
WNL.
WNL?
What is it? Rocket can.
Rocket Can? All right, we're going to start with Lennon. Give me WNL.
Because TSM just look good, man. You get to mid game, you get to late game, that veterancy really shines through. And while we didn't get that kind of pop off craziness from Doxa and he got caught out a little bit, it's still that integration from TSM that I really like to see. So it's a dub all around.
Sounds good. But you were disagreeing with that, B. You were saying that Aaron renaming to Rocket Can is probably the more efficient one.
I think so, because Aaron has been that player who really surprised us on this roster returning to CLG Faith. So seeing him do, I mean, well, pretty decently, especially in this game, I mean, that sounds like he Rocket can, not Rocket can't.
Fair enough.
That was your pun. You
That was
can't
mine.
dock me for that. So you have to accept it.
It is what it is. We are coming back into it, and I feel like it is official. We have officially renamed all of our players here in the Challengers League, at least in this game. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see. I will remind you guys over the course of the game who has gotten new names and see if
Perfect.
they actually live up to them. But we'll see how well people actually predict this Superfecta as we are going into our last race of the day. And Lennon, go long, go long. Here he goes. Take it away.
I'm open! I ran into the Oh, you didn't throw it to me. I didn't. I don't know.
Oh, wait, there it is.
There we go. Well, now you overthrow me. All right, but thank you, Joshi. We're getting a little crazy getting into the last game here, but it fits the theme as our horse derby does come to an end. It is CLG Faith on this blue side, TSM Challengers on the red side. Maybe some changes in the cabin, at least, for CLG Faith, but they do ban away the Elise to start it off.
All right, so that's switch of sides. It's gonna see what they want to grab as priority for that first pick. Maybe we see a different jungler come through for NXI, especially if something like the not the Maokai, but maybe the Sejuani manages to make it through. Another different facilitator where you get super tanky, not like the Jarvan where you can get kind of tanky, but you build bruiser items for the most part there. So maybe something like that for NXI will help. Because he was getting a lot of good angles for the most part, and Aaron, we saw, was getting ahead. But the HP bars and the resistances were the big difference in those team fights when CLG still had a chance in them.
Well, TSM saying, nope, no way, as we're not going to give NXI any of those. The Sejuani ban huge, but the Caitlyn ban on the other side even bigger, as I really like this kind of response to a very what was aggressive bot lane. Wild Turtle and Drag took. The Gwen also just absolute respect to Hanser.
So there's the thing. If Ashe isn't taken out of the picture, Sketch could grab that one right away. And because it's the Kindred ban, that's what I'm looking for CLG Fate. It's so strong. Yeah, good push. I don't need to. We talk about it all the time. It's a good pick. Good job.
It's a good pick. Good job.
Yeah,
golf
that's
clap,
it.
Golf clap. There's the first pickup, though, for CLG Faith. We'll see what the first two pickups for TSM are. They did just completely ban NXI yet again for a second game, so they obviously have a big focus coming into this one. But we'll see the Zeri locked in here for TSM. And the Annie, still flexible, but maybe a little bit of opportunity down bot lane.
Right. I mean, people have been playing this one into the Ashe, so you have that kind of hard CC as well to match hers. And you have that range and poke as well in that early game to kind of match. So it's true. It could go to Doxa.
Tibbers.
And Tibbers.
You know?
And everyone loves Tibbers. I wanted to actually want it. It's not important. We'll talk about that later. But I really want a Tibbers plushie. That's what I was going for. You wouldn't.
No, don't get baited.
I know, but
Don't get baited,
I've seen
Beatdown.
Yukino play it. So, maybe something deep in my heart just longed
Deep
for
in
the
your
Talon.
Your heart of hearts. I highly doubt it, but I do like this Varus pickup, though, for Aaron and, of course, that Ashe for Sketch. But obviously, maybe a little bit of flexibility in that case, but I love that kind of aggressive answer to what we saw from game number one, where they did have some safety, but they had the rocket grab. That was huge in terms of setting themselves up. Now they still have a setup tool. The Vi as well, another setup tool. And here, TSM's answer should be clear.
Yeah, so this time they're the ones going to be grabbing the Jarvan for Svenskeren. So it means that you have a lot of engage in the early game, and you have that just heavy gank potential in the early minutes. And we saw NXI go for it. I'm expecting Svenskeren to do the same, especially towards this bot side. Because you look, even though the Annie is a pretty good answer to the Ashe overall, in that lane, I still favor Ashe and Varus. So you need to influence that matchup so that, one, you can get control of that side of the map, and your Zeri, who hyperscales, can be the one to get ahead instead of Varus.
And then you add the name behind it, Wild Turtle, as well, and you're like, oh, that's going to be difficult to deal with in the late game. But we will see if they can kind of get to that fashion. We see heavy reliance on mid lane bans in the second phase for TSM, as they will take away the Ahri and the LeBlanc. On the other side, we get the Jax focus towards Hanser, which I think is huge. But we'll see what their last focus is as well.
And I like that because you're removing some really good pairings with the Vi. So now you're running kind of out of options in that regard. I don't think we'll see Town go for the Victor again. I'm kind of thinking this is the melee route I'm hoping for. I mean, Silas has been up both games, something he plays very confidently and comfortably, and that's something he could even play in this one as well. A lot of good ults to steal, great champ. I can't sell it enough. Oh, come on.
Right.
This is the Silas game. Town, look at me. Pick Silas. Please.
Are you done?
I'm done. That's it. That's the pitch.
Cool. We'll see. We'll see if he actually takes that to heart. I would wonder if we get something along the lines of that, or if we continue to see maybe some reliance on that has a little bit more safety in the mid lane. Right now, it looks like we're going to save that pick. We're going to go to the Scion for Bajani yet again.
Just stalling the inevitable. I mean, Bajani, you played it last game. This time around, the Gwen is out of the picture, so you feel a lot better of it. I'm wondering if Hanser opts into something like the Camille, because that's a pretty good combo there. Oh, you know what? That's good too. really good.
The kind of
into
classic
the
counter.
Akali. That's fine. Yeah, it is. And if you've ever played that matchup, it sucks. So I feel bad for Doxa, like deeply. And now this top lane is what I'm interested in because Camille would actually fit really well here. TSM, a lot of all-in, a lot of CC. I mean, it's a good matchup top lane, and it's also good all-in. Oh, you know what? Olaf is good too.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Picking up what you're laying down, Hanser.
Axes going down in a downward direction into your face. That sounds pretty good.
Sounds pretty good if you're not the recipient of the axes.
Also,
yeah.
if it's Hanser wielding those axes. But I think here now is where you have to kind of scope back in. We saw a very strong early game from CLG Faith last game. We saw Aaron get up to 6 kills his own right on the Xayah. TSM able to pull back the mid game, able to pull back the late game, and find the decisive fights. Now we have that bar of execution yet again for CLG Faith, where they have gotten a little bit more of comfort and a little bit more meta style here, and that forward engage. We'll see if they can execute on it now.
That's the big thing here. I mean, TSM were able to execute in game 1, even though CLG Faith showed us some good looks. So it's CLG Faith now, again, who have that onus. You have control mid, you have control bot. The only real issue is the ticking time bomb that is Olaf in the top side, because he's going to be very difficult for you to deal with, and you need to ensure as CLG Faith, when he gets to that point, you're the ones who have a lead, whether it's dragons, gold, preferably both.
Preferably both, but we hit the rift for our last game of week number 6 here on the stream. CLG Faith taking on TSM Challengers, where Doxa not having that beat Town on Town in game number 1 that we necessarily wanted. Now Town able to pounce back with this Lissandra pick into the Akali. I'm sure we'll see a lot of hovering around mid lane from both NXI and Svenskeren.
That's right. If you want to join the conversation here, use the hashtag NACL on Twitter. Have your tweets, rather, featured on stream, and then we can say only nice things about them. I have never personally said anything mean about someone on social media ever. What about you, Lennon?
Never, ever.
Exactly. I don't even know why. I don't even know why we're talking about it. Of course we haven't. They know that.
You're the one that brought us here. Definitely a good thing. I just hope both teams have fun. Classic, as I'm sure they will.
So real.
So real. This is Princess. But we do see, Doxa in Town having those fisticuffs early. Oh, electrocute down. He went down on the Doxa. I'm just saying, Town got the better of him.
Yeah, I mean, there it is. The matchup's over. Game's over.
Oh, wow.
1-1. Series is split.
Hold your horses here. I know
Hold
we're at
it
a
off.
derby, but you got to hold your horses, all right?
Okay. So, just talking about, again, what we're expecting here. I mean, mid, bot, very favorable for CLGF in the laning phase, and that's going to give NXI a lot of opportunities here. You see him go for the wolf start, then it's looking like he's just going to 3-camp either into a gank or an invade onto Svenskeren's bottom side jungle.
How do you like that? How do you do from Svenskeren's wonderful top laner as he's visiting probably up this way soon? No, actually, it looks like he's visiting back down. That early trade I thought maybe brings the attention of Svenskeren, but Hanser able to get the smackdown early on Bishani.
Now, seeing the advantages really start to come through. Yeah, and it's true, you do mention top side also. Hanser having that one. We're seeing the flash ghost too for this Olaf, meaning it's going to be really scary in these team fights. Going to be able to close the distance quite a bit.
You love to see NXI moving quickly up this way. Maybe a little bit of movement into Svenskeren's jungle here, with no pathing spotted out just yet. See him pinging onto the blue buff. Be able to actually start this one up. Svenskeren right around Town on that room, but going back towards mid lane. Sketch is already here, though.
Yeah, this is the timer. You have mid pushing, you have bot pushing, you
Raptor
rotate
has
up, but
stun.
oh, yeah.
He's flashing, gets the stun there, the lockdown. They might be able to kill NXI here. Wild Turtle has gone over the wall. He's flashing forward. NXI goes to first blood. And Wild Turtle is about to just clean up all this gold, but it is a trade back from CLG Faith. And now Wild Turtle is in trouble. They go down in CLG Faith. It is a slaughter between both teams.
Oh, he leveled up.
And they get a huge level up, but Doxa gets a kill back. And we are everywhere, everything, all at once, while CLG Faith take down Doxa.
My God, we got one of the spiciest early games on the night here, Lennon. 4-2. That's 6 kills. right off the bat here, but favoring CLG Faith. And look who got the kills. Town and Aaron, the big damage dealers. Again, this is similar to what happened in game 1, but now Town is also getting a lot of kill gold. And again, Dragku flashing forward, going in, even though this is a good timer for CLG Faith to invade. And yes, they all in NXI really well, but look at Aaron the whole time. Free auto, gets the click, and it's so long before anybody starts to pay attention to him. If you manage that with Town also able to close the gap, it's an easy fight.
I think Wild Turtle actually tried to get over the wall there, was able to make a nice little move from Doxa to try to get one back here. As you said, great start, great gold, at least dump for both Town and Aaron. We'll be coming back with a little bit more in advantage here. Moonquiver's traded back to bot side, but now Town and NXI, they're on a hunt for Spin Scarin with Doxa right behind. Wild Turtle now bot lane. No!
Hey,
Aaron!
what?
That shutdown goes straight into the pockets of Wild Turtle.
That's really bad.
Did you know that
I'm gonna keep it
turtles
100
had
with you. Do you say that again?
Did you know that turtles had pockets?
I didn't. I mean, I'm learning all sorts of new
Learn
stuff
something
today.
new every day.
Oh no!
NXI, he's got ghost
I
down.
already knew this. I already knew this.
No! Oh, he stopped the auto attack. I thought he was gonna leave it, but he doesn't. He just throws the axe, and it's a solo polo.
That was so scary. I actually thought NXI was gonna live there.
I did
but
too.
But TSM, they catch up. Not only that, they go ahead of CLG Faith now, and this is brutal. The biggest part about that, even though Hanser, very spooky, very scary, is Wild Turtle. You get a second kill on him on the Zeri, that big scaling pick, and it's also a shutdown from Aaron. So that just removes that early advantage you got from the play we saw go successfully for CLG Faith. And it means that everything you wanted in this early game is starting to crumble.
You see Dragku moving out into the mid lane as well. Some Hawkshot help will spot out Spin Scarin. I think now that we are seeing these, at least propensity to move from Sketch and Dragku, that's where I do want to highlight these two guys, where we saw a very contested game number 1. Maybe not as contested in this early fight down here, but a nice pounce from Wild Turtle.
Oh, so that was really nice, actually. Dragku waited in the tri-bush, and it was just an easy follow-up there from Wild Turtle, punishing the fact that Aaron left lane to try and have a little bit of impact there mid. So, honestly, just nice play from Dragku.
We're looking back at this play where Hanser running down.
Children,
NXI.
shield your eyes!
Look away. I just left. He's like, oh, I could have fit.
Oh, it was the loss of vision.
Yeah, it was. But it still has the axes ready to throw down any way, shape, or form.
Literally.
And now with that shutdown going over to Wild Turtle as well, he'll complete those boots down there, have that noon quiver, and we're getting a potential fight going around Dragon now, or just this bot lane.
Holding my breath before I made a point in case we started fighting, but I want to continue on with what you were setting up there for Dragku and Sketch. I mean, these two players and the kind of impact they have for the team. I mean, it's been very similar, especially with this meta being, lots of range supports, but just that ability to move around the map, have that impact. I mean, Dragku, is it Dragku who used to be a top laner, or am I thinking of someone else? I think it was someone else, because I was going to say, I'm making the point of Dragku being the career support, while we have Sketch, who is the lane swap, going up against each other today. You know what? I'm going to look it up.
Okay, you do that, my friend. We do have First Dragon going down to TSM Challengers here. I do want to point out, though, with this Rift Herald coming up very shortly, could see that additional aggression made by TSM there, but I think that's where you can move Town with a little bit of this lead out from the lane and find something for CLG Faith while we get a little back and forth bot lane. Level 6s for Sketch and Dragku coming up online very, very shortly, and those are those engage tools for both teams.
And I did look it up. Sketch, or rather, Dragku is not a career support. He was a top laner, and he was the top laner who had a pentakill before he came into this league. And I will say, it means he fits in really well here. Oh, wait.
Oh, Cleanse comes out from Wild Turtle. You do get that Chains of Corruption down there.
So now, yeah, this is what I was going to say. Like most Akali matchups, once we get past level 6, you really start feeling yourself as the Akali, and you force out the Frozen Tomb. from Town. And all that pressure is allowing Svenskeren to pick up Rift Herald number 1. That means now you can set up that dive. It means now you can start to continue that snowball going on there. And honestly, topside is where I'm looking.
Yeah, I mean, there's almost a 20 CS lead, at least for Hanser already in this topside matchup. We saw a lot of this last game, though, in terms of like trying to just leave a little bit of this top lane alone. Bijani will be viable later on, but now Svenskeren moving in to press on the toes of NXI. We'll see that Gromp is up and a little bit of a move and hover from Doxa in mid.
Right, and actually NXI did have the info that this invade was coming through with that
level
ward.
6.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice
there
flash.
is a flash play available too.
Sketch is
so-
not level 6, and he's walking through the jungle right
Town is
now.
no
There
ulti.
you go. Town, you had 2-0, and you had a big old juicy bounty that goes right to Doxa.
Doxa holds on to that perfect execution as well. So they can just move together towards this bottom side if they want to. Pressure Aaron and Sketch more. But instead, Doxa is going to push this next wave. Deny gold from Town, who's still on that gray screen. It means this bottom side, I mean, Aaron and Sketch, they got to be careful about this one. Even with NXI in the area, you're under a lot of threat. And a play here would be great for TSM because they still have the Rift Herald to play with.
They do. They have so many tools available. They will be spotted out, though. Nice hawk shot there. Sketch able to find some... Man, the Tibbers leash is kind of OP there, don't you think?
A little bit. I mean, Tibbers, ever since they changed it, it's kind of crazy OP. And the fact that you can, I mean, do all sorts of things with it. I don't like it. That's not the point, though. The point is Draku likes it, and it's working for him.
He does,
Yeah,
indeed.
it isn't about. It's not about me.
It's not about you. It's about Drag.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now we do see, at least for CLG, just trying to get a little bit of stability on their map to some extent. I do appreciate that TSM's very calculated decision to target the 2 bounties that were on the table in Town and Aaron. Town did complete his Everfrost. See if that's utilized at all, but with no big objective fights coming up, it's going to be a bit of a stalemate for now.
Right, and it could be used for gang setup there. NXI shows up. I mean, you have the root with your ability. You have the Everfrost. You have the ult. You have a lot to be playing for here, and that's what I need to see from Town, because we had this advantage early on, but now Doxa, with those kills, with that help, has evened up the odds. It means that Town still has this utility that he needs to get value out of in these skirmishes and fights. Like you said, nothing's up yet, but we're a minute away from Dragon, and you want to avoid TSM stacking these one up. So that's where I'm imagining the eyes are set.
Yeah, and I just love the kind of duality of both Doxa and Town here in this last game, where both 2-1. We get the Doxa Akali, we get the response from Town, and really still in that situation where Doxa really needs to prove that he is just that head and above, say, a provisional team. We'll see that Rift Herald in bot as Doxa moves down to catch Town.
Oh.
This is some trouble for Town. Everfrost comes through. They've got an XI right behind, though. They might go back in. Not going to take the claw. The chase comes through. And we'll see as the Rift Herald has made that crash. Getting some more plates for TSM. Enchanted Crystal Arrow goes down. Chains of Corruption is there too. But it's the CC chain that does not come out.
And not quite. Wild Turtle able to live with the help of his support and jungle in the area. And it's true, Town moving at least alleviated some pressure, allowed Aaron and Sketch to walk away and not get dove, but the damage is done. Plates are out. It means Wild Turtle continues this advantage that he's got for himself here, and he's going to be that problem. And we kept highlighting, especially ever since he picked up the shutdown on Aaron.
So Draku stop his back there just in case. He has Tibbers and a stun available with 2 members that were walking, but decides not to. It should be the Dragon, number 2, going to TSM. So 100% objective control, at least in the neutrals so far.
That's right. And Hanser, oh man, is just proxying the wave here against Bijani. He's really close to building up that Ravenous Hydra. And the fact that the rest of the map has been going pretty roughly for CLG Fate, this Olaf into the mix isn't going to help at all. Especially because Bijani, you can see the difference here in gold. It's about 1,000. And I mean, you look at every lane, except for mid, and that's the difference there in favor of TSM.
Like 700 gold, 1,000 here. Mid lane pretty even, and that's where hopefully CLG are able to play around in these next few minutes.
Yeah.
But again, TSM are right as Rain continues scaling. Actually, will spot out Svenskeren, who throws up with the Ramus.
That's kind of funny. You know, you missed, but at least you got something out of that arrow. You avoid the play from the Jarvan. And now we're seeing Doxa really get ahead of this matchup. No tier 2 boots, no mythic by the way, and is still just out trading Town at this point, forcing him to back and teleport. So we've seen Town play pretty well this series, all things considered, but that expectation for Doxa where he's going to be the one getting ahead, he's going to be the one finding these leads, being that challenger team mid laner, is coming true.
Well, we get the Porta Belt online, or the Rocket Belt rather, and I do love to see the, I guess, aggressive nature of this, right? It's going to give Doxa a lot more tools to navigate these team fights, where against the double ADC composition, if you get out of the CC, you have easy targets to take down on the back line. I think that's where TSM will be looking for kind of that front to back style until Doxa gets in the back line. Now, Svenskeren has already found the back line a little bit. My God, Svenskeren does a lot of damage, but so too does CLG Fate. And now he's just locked out and dead to Aaron's piercing arrow.
A nice punish there onto Svenskeren. The only problem is, oh, the camera just showed it to you. Wild Turtle. That's that bonus turret gold, last plates coming through here. That's a lot of extra gold into his pocket. And it's just the fact that TSM keep trading on other parts of the map. Every time CLG Faith managed to do something, speaking of, Hauntzer's in the area. He doesn't like that they're doing this Herald.
Haunzer needs to be careful, though. He ain't got nobody with him. We'll walk through Bijani as the Rift Herald goes down to CLG Faith. Doxa here to try to clean something up, though. They're coming in.
They can stop
them from taking it, though. As Bijani maybe trying to sacrifice theirs over the wall goes Haunzer, and the Ultra Shock Laser as well. Flashes are all over the place, and that's a Timbers to take down Bijani. As now Doxa's just playing with his food. Haunzer gets the axe throw, and Wild Turtle's over the wall now. They're between towers right now, beat down, and they don't even care.
And they denied the Herald, even though they didn't get it for themselves. You lost the eye. It's expired. CLG Fate also lose so much in the process. And this is why I was getting excited, because, I mean, you have Haunzer, level 12 Ravenous Hydra build. You have Doxa, Mythic and Tier 2 boots. This is winnable. Even without Dragku here, they're able to make it happen. Dragku is just that added bonus. And you can see it. They run through. Haunzer just flash, Ghost. He just starts running them down.
Yeah, so much utilized there and flashing away for CLG. I was wondering if maybe something could come back here in this kind of overextension, but there's just not enough. The gold advantage was way too much.
Now that too much has just become astronomically high in favor of TSM Challengers. You can see it, bounties across the board. The gold lead continues to grow. They've been dragon stacking this whole time. And what are they building to, Lennon? An Ocean Soul. You got Olaf on the team. If he gets that, even a single Ocean Drake, that's the worst feeling here for CLG Faith.
2,000 gold difference in the top side. Haunzer really feeling the Olaf here into the Scion matchup. And Wild Turtle, he's getting to his items here. We're getting that kind of scaling composition coming online for TSM. I actually see them trying to make a move towards top side. The Jay Crystal Arrow does go wide, but just spot them out trying to make something happen.
Right, and that arrow is pretty much one of your best ways and one of your only ways to start off team fights now as CLG Faith. So when that arrow's off, they're not going for it. Oh, they are.
Nice flash from Svenskeren. Heads up play. Gets away from the closing trap jaws that was CLG Faith. But TSM the whole time taking the mid lane with what could be one of the fastest tower taking duos, I feel like, with the Olaf and the Zeri.
We talk about Zeri being that champion where you're waiting for 2 items. Well, she really starts to come online and do damage. Well, Wild Turtle's there, and it had a schedule no less. And a big danger inside of CLG Faith. Even though he's been part of some skirmishes, he's been farming. And mostly taking turrets, getting gold into his pockets. And, well, we discovered that turtles have pockets. Now we're about to find out how deep they are.
They're pretty deep, it feels like, as Bijani hoping that the zombie life provides something a little bit different. As now Haunzer goes incredible on the Olaf. 3-0 now. Tower not going to go down. Taking a couple extra shots there, as we should see TSM turn back and get their soul point. Wait.
waiting.
Did Doxa really take a 3v1 in topside? I mean, he's now probably going to die because of it. He gets one back. No, he doesn't. Aaron flashed out of it. That's huge.
Well, I don't want to look back on that one, but it is something. Aaron is able to get into the back pocket. It is a shutdown, but you're still in a tough spot. Lennon, sole point here for TSM Challengers. Very little left for CLG Faith to do to get back into this one. Again, the big moves are Sketch. If he finds somebody with the Ash Arrow and all of CLG Faith can get on top of him, then you start clawing your way back into this one, but it is a climb.
It is indeed. Now you're looking at item number 2 completed, the Radiant Virtue for Hanser. We'll say the Guinsoo's completed for Aaron is something to be happy about, at least to some extent. And now it's about utilizing some of this. CLG still looking proactive, still looking for something to try to maybe defend on this top side of the map.
And now we're getting close to Baron, 9 seconds. And TSM are at a point where they can start it up. Oxa on the other side of the map has teleport, can just keep this pressure on bottom. And TSM, they're just looking to push this wave in.
This could be
expecting it.
A bad trap, though. Dragku and Spitskaren are all by themselves. There's the unstoppable onslaught. Wild Turtles behind them. They're TPing. Now Spitskaren has tanked up a storm. And now Hanser, he can't run through, but he's starting to swing those axes. We get an NXI splash out as Hanser chasing him down under tower. Can't get him on the other side. It's Wild Turtle using the lightning from his fingertips to take out CLG.
And now they're going to turn their attention to the Baron as they take that for themselves. Their prize for winning the early game, for winning that team fight. And it means that they have this almost insurmountable lead there over CLG Faith. You can see it, Town. He's trying to be annoying. He's trying to be like, hey, maybe could I convince you to get off this Baron, but it's not going to work.
Could you stop? Hey, TSM,
what if I ask nicely?
Hey, TSM,
wait.
TSM, stop it.
No,
he gets
respect,
one back.
actually.
Sketch, he's in a little bit of trouble here, though. Tries to pop the barrier, but it's not enough as a Doxa diff comes through and a solo bolo plus Baron combo at the Happy Meal window for TSM.
And that's a value meal right there for TSM Challengers. You can see it. They're trying to do the most on CLG Faith, try to take Spitskaren out of the picture, but look what happens. He's able to buy so much time, able to get so much damage, force out summoners, and the rest of the team comes through, and it just becomes a gold dip. Wild Turtle, untouchable. Hanser, unbeatable. And TSM Challengers, unstoppable.
I know we're at a horse derby, but that Cataclysm was literally like the starting line for Hanser, and he was the horse ready to go. He was just waiting for the Cataclysm to come down, and he just started running at an XI after that. Really good stuff, and an attempted turnaround here that doesn't lead to much.
No, and I mean, respect the Town for the flash play he goes for, but it doesn't end up really changing anything. You lose one Baron buff, while the rest of TSM still have the ability.
Comes an arrow. Oh, so close. Oh, dodging out.
Oh, okay. That's pretty fancy.
This is the Doxa we were promised. As the mechanics coming through, he really has come into his own in this late season stretch here as we see the rest of their team coming into their own as Hanser goes godlike and the Baron push to end the game should be nigh in the mid lane.
And all you hear as CLG Faith as you pass into another loss is Demacia. Because I didn't realize how many champions say that when they ult.
That is true. That's
what
a little
is it, like
bit
3?
Garen, Jarvan does.
Olaf does.
Oh, there you go. Oh my God, Aaron. He gets out though. NXI, the savior here, will give his life. Wild Turtle goes on a rampage, and this is the final touches of the base of CLG Faith.
That's right. So last second moves here. Pad the KDAs, the instant cleanse for Wild Turtle as TSM.
Aaron, he's still flexing a little bit with that flag drag combo flash. As a Wild Turtle will get another kill. We're seeing Doxa try to take down a mountain in Bajani in the top or in the bottom side as top lane crumbles to dust.
I think he's gonna go for the all-in. I mean, at this point, you're about to win the game. See what you can do. TSM are gonna close.
They want to kill CLG Faith one more time. Spitskaren's like, get me out. I'm done with this game. We are done as a 2-0 victory comes through, and TSM Challengers move themselves to 11 and 15. And what a way to do it. Everybody firing on all cylinders, it feels like.
a much needed win for TSM Challengers there, Lennon, as they get themselves that 2-0. They manage to keep adding wins to the win column there, at least ensure that hopefully they're able to get that better seeding going into playoffs, and hopefully we continue to see this development from them. And again, you know, everyone makes playoffs. How are you going to perform there is what matters.
Indeed. We had a day of 2-0s, as now we will be taking a little bit of a break to get to our interview here with TSM Challengers. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to the LCS Challengers League. I am joined today with the victorious mid laner of TSM Challengers, Doxa, coming through. And Doxa, you just got off of a 2-0 today, but you had the CLG gauntlet this last weekend. Unfortunately, you dropped 2 to CLG Challengers, but you got 2 back against CLG Faith. How has that been feeling so far?
It feels alright. It feels really good, actually, because in the CLG Challengers games, I know the mistakes I made, and to be honest, it was pretty good stage practice, and really excited to look at that game and learn from my mistakes.
Oh, it's always really good. I know you've been playing with Collegiate for a long time, but one of the things that has happened, and we have to talk about it a little bit, TSM Challengers has probably not been all that you were potentially hoping for. You guys don't really have a coach. Everybody's been playing remotely. And I was kind of hoping to get a little bit of reflections on how your journey through the Challengers League this time has been.
It is what it is. We've been put in the situation. I'm not going to complain about it. And we do have 3 veterans that have really good game knowledge and experience, which I'm learning insane amounts from, and improving. Even every week I could feel myself doing stuff that I wasn't doing the last week. So that's not an excuse for me, at least. It's pretty good here.
Yeah. Considering the situation that you guys have been in, how do you feel that your growth as a player has gone so far?
Pretty good, actually. We have some pretty good veterans once again.
Yeah. Anybody in particular that's been helping?
Yeah, Hunter has been helping me a lot, because he's also a solo laner and he plays the mid game and side lanes, just like how a mid laner does as well. So he would point out a lot of those mistakes, and during the laning phases, Spence Garen would let me know on some timers, and overall just learning a lot.
That's really good. Well, looking towards the end of the season, as we are coming up upon it, you guys only have 2 more opponents left in FlyFam and Evil Geniuses Challengers. Are either of those matchups something that you're particularly looking forward to?
Not really, but I was on EG before, so it'll be pretty cool to beat them. But I just want to play more, to be honest, and have more experience and get better.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Do you guys have any expectations about how you guys are going to be doing come playoffs?
I can't speak for the team, but for me, I know our record doesn't look pretty, but I definitely think we can win the whole thing.
Nice. Well, I love the confidence coming through. And so as we kind of start to wrap it up, because it has been, a kind of middling performance, I think, so far from TSM, what has been your goals, and what do you want people to kind of know about you as a player going forward as we start looking towards the rest of the season?
My goal is to basically just improve on my mistakes and get better on my strengths, and I don't really care how people view me, so I will just keep playing my best, and yeah, I just trying my best, and improving is what my goal is, and placing pretty high, I would definitely like that.
Gotcha. Well, I do know it sounds like you've been doing some investing off on the side. You got any hot tips for anybody else who's listening to the stream?
I don't want to give financial advice or anything, so...
You're not...
No.
That's fair, that's fair. All right. Well, we will have to save that for another time. For now, are there any shout-outs that you'd like to give before we let you go?
Yeah, of course. Shout out to my teammates. I'll actually name them all. Hunter, Spence Garen, Wild Turtle, and Draku, and also our managers, Glenn and Christine. They've been really, really helpful.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Doxa. Congratulations on the 2-0 that you've had this last weekend. We're looking forward to how you guys will be doing come the rest of playoffs. For now, though, here on the Challengers League, we are going to start wrapping up the day and say goodbye, Doxa. We will be sure to see you again sometime soon. But for here on the Challengers League, time for us to bring back Lennon
Bye,
and
Doxa, we love
Beatdown.
you.
And it is now time. We are starting to get done with week 6. We are already wrapping up. We finished up all of our games here on this stream. And so, we've got to take a look at what's happening in the standings. And I have to admit, Lennon, Dignitas, they haven't caught up to Cloud9 yet. What's going on?
The Cloud9 Challengers, the Stormfront that we predicted has come to life. Now up 2 over Dignitas as we go into the last week here. Obviously, I think Dignitas still going at it right now on the other stream in their last game, but we'll see if they can kind of close that gap a little bit.
Yeah, Beatdown. What are you taking away from the updated standings, having not necessarily been watching the stream so far? You're muted.
Oh no, he's gone.
Nate, you're muted.
Don't worry about that. We had a little glitch. One of my takeaway is that you're going to lose your facial hair, Josh, and I'm very sorry about that. Cloud9 being in first place, and yeah, like you were talking about, Lennon, Dignitas dropping a game to Golden Guardians, and that second game is still going on. I think that's super interesting because, I mean, we've been really starting to bring up Golden Guardians challengers lately because of the peaks that they've been showing us and just how they've continued to develop. So now seeing them take a game off Dig is crazy.
Imagine the absolute dopamine this Golden Guardians would have if they could tie up second place after everyone going off this weekend for the Golden Guardians, say, "Oh, we can't believe we're in third place. We're in third place." Can you imagine they put themselves at the top of the table?
Tweets. I can't wait to see what the social media is going to be looking like.
Be
but
great.
as I take one more look at the run of show, I have to make sure we do our last thing. We will be jumping over to the remainder of the Dignitas Challengers versus Golden Guardians Challengers series, which is still going on over at Path to LCS. But I'm supposed to thank the guests, so thank you, Josh, for taking control of the
Thank you, Josh.
today. It's been great. Thank you again to Production Monkey Bubble for helping us out so much throughout all of what we've been doing. Shoutouts to Eric Desrex Beltran, who has unfortunately been without power this past weekend, sending him the thoughts and prayers. But for here on the Challengers League, we're going to bid you adieu as we close out week 6. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week on Saturday, and we'll have one more week of regular play before the playoffs. But for now, go check out Path to LCS. It's time. Get over there. Dignitas and Golden Guardians are still playing. Get out of here. Go. Just